Hello everyone, TheMetaChaser13x here, and I'm bringing you my first ever Pokemon analysis. And it features my favorite 5th generation starter, the formidable Pokemon Samurott. So with that, I'm going to be going over its typing, ability, and stats. So, as you can see here, it is a mono water type Pokemon. Now, before I forget to say, I personally am a little bit disappointed when it didn't get a secondary typing. I personally think a water fighting type would have been very suitable for this Pokemon, but it's unfortunate. But at the same time, water has always been one of my favorite types because it is a very, very good defensive typing and pretty good offensive too. So, anyways, yeah, it's a water type. Its abilities is Torrent, in which once you're down to a third of your health, your water type moves get a 1.5 times boost, making them that much more powerful. So it could turn the tide in battle. Its Dream World ability is Shell Armor, and with that, it shields you from critical hits. So if you wanted to, you could make a defensive set with Samurott. Um, and with its stats, it really isn't that bad either. And speaking of which, it has 95 base HP paired with its 85 base physical defense and 70 base special defense. Now, 70 base special defense isn't that good, but it's not terrible. Um, so, like I said before, you could make a defensive set and last a lot longer in battle. Its attack, however, is very good with a very nice base 100, and its special attack is a very good base 108. Its speed, however, is a little disappointing with it only being base 70, but don't let this deter you from using this awesome Sea Lion Pokemon because it learns a priority move in Aqua Jet, and that's very awesome. So with that, I am going to show you my favorite move set that I have always used with Samurott, plus a couple more sets for your viewing pleasure. So let's get started with that. So with this first set here, it's a full-on physical attacker. Its nature is adamant, which gives it a very nice attack boost and lowering the special attack, which is something we will not be needing for this set. Um, its ability is going to be Torrent, because it's very nice to have, especially when your health is knocked down to a third and you need that extra boost in your water type moves. Its item for choice is Expert Belt because it's not only a good way to bluff a choiced item, but it's also good because it gives you that 20% boost in your moves if they land super effective hits. As for its EVs, 6 are going to go into HP, 252 are going to go into attack, and 252 are going to go into speed, making it a pretty formidable Pokemon, no pun intended, because that's actually its species. So, as for its move set, it's going to be Waterfall. Sorry about that. My mind crapped out for a second there. Um, because it is a very good base 80 power move, and it also has a 20% chance to flinch, so that's always good. Um, Aqua Jet's up next. It's a very good priority move. And say if you're up against a Pokemon and you are very low on health, then Aqua Jet's a very good way to go out in a blaze of glory of sorts. Or it could work the other way around. If your opponent is weakened, then you could finish him off essentially with Aqua Jet. Um, as for its next move, it has Mega Horn, which is a very nice base 120 power with 85 accuracy. It's a little shaky, but I haven't had too many instances where it missed. I just probably jinxed myself there. Jeez. So anyways, it's also a bug type move, so it's a good way to nail grass types, which happens to be one of its weaknesses. And I do apologize that I didn't mention its strengths and its weaknesses before, but I will get to that a little bit later. Um, as for its next move, Revenge, it's a really good it's really good type coverage in my opinion because you nail steel types, you nail rock types, so even though water types take care of that, it nails dark types and it nails normal types as well, um, and also ice types as well. So with that, um, if you're up against a Pokemon, say like Hydreigon or something, that's obviously going to outspeed you. But if you get attacked first, then and you manage to survive, then you're going to be hitting back for double the damage, double the power if you use Revenge. So I think that's pretty nice. And if you don't manage to knock out Hydreigon, you're going to be in your Torrent range, and you're going to have a boosted Aqua Jet to most likely take it out, because it's not going to have much health after it gets ravaged by an Expert Belt boosted Revenge. So with that, I'm going to take you now to the next set. So this next set here, it is basically a counterpart to its physical set. It is a full-on special attacker. Its nature is modest to up its special attack and lower its physical attack. Its ability, once again, Torrent. Um, and the item up for grabs is either an expert belt or a choice scarf in this case, because even with maxed out speed, it really isn't going to be outpacing a lot, especially in the OU metagame. So it would make for somewhat of an effective revenge killer slash cleaner upper late game if you gave it a choice scarf. Um, its EVs once again is 6 going into HP. Difference is though 252 is going into special attack and 252 speed EVs remain the same. Its moves are Surf because it's a really good stab, base 95 power, and 100% accurate, so that's pretty nice. Ice Beam is also there to nail grass types, as well as dragon types that are running wild, as I mentioned before, in OU. Um, another move is Grass Knot, because honestly, like, I just think it's really good to have something like that to combat other water types, such as an opposing Samurott or Jellicent. Um, so yeah, it's just really good to have. And the other move I have is Air Slash. You're probably wondering why would I use something like that? Ice Beam already covers a lot of types that Surf or Grass Knot can't hit. Well, the reason why I have it there is because there's also quite a few threatening fighting type Pokemon, such as Mineshadow, Conch Elder. Um, so, it's good to have a move that would be very strong against fighting types. So, with that, I'm actually going to go and break down a mixed defensive set for you. So, here we go. So, the last set I have on here, it is a mixed defensive bulky set. Um, its nature can be one of two things. It can either be a calm nature or a careful nature. Um, both of which lower an offensive stat and give it a boost in the special defense range. Um, its ability is going to be shell armor, so that it won't be taken down by a critical hit, because we all hate those. Um, its item's going to be leftover, so that it recovers a little bit of health at the end of each turn, 1/16 to be exact. Its EVs are going to be 252 in HP, 128 in defense, and 128 in special defense. Giving it some nice, well-rounded defenses altogether. Its moves actually depend on the nature that you use. If it is a calm nature, then you're going to want to use Scald because it is a special attack and it has a 30% chance to burn. But if you're using a careful nature, then you want to use dive because it's essentially like fly. You use a turn to hide underwater and therefore avoid any attack with the exception of water type moves like surf. Um, other than that, you basically have a free turn to recover a little bit of health. Um, and with Scald, you have a 30% chance to burn if I haven't said that already. Next move I have is Toxic, and it's very good to have. So if you can't burn your opponent, or if you're using Dive, then it's a good way to not only stall for more toxic damage, but also stall for more leftovers recovery on your side. Next move is Protect, because again, it's a good way to stall out an extra turn for poison damage and leftovers recovery. So you could essentially go dive, protect, dive, protect, dive, protect if you're using a careful nature. And the next move is rest, because if you get statused with either burn or toxic or even paralysis, it can get pretty frustrating to keep stalling out your opponents. So rest up and recover any status ailments. Um, that's about it for this set here. Now, what I forgot to mention in at the beginning of the video is its strengths and its weaknesses. It's weak against electric and grass type moves, but it resists ice, fire, water, and steel. So it's pretty good. You could say for every one of its weaknesses, it resists double. So that's always nice. Um, with that, this is the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and bear with me. This is my first ever analysis, and I still haven't gone to sleep yet. So, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and you know what? That's all I have to say. Have a good day, and thank you for viewing this video.